to the ring. It's a heavyweight affair, the RHEA experience. Justin from spine to bust the T's in the air. Talking wrestling, WWE and AU. We don't care, bringing the heat, stepping up the game, beware. We spit rhymes tighter than a figure full leg lock. In a square circle, our words hit hard. Don't mock, representing the culture. The streets where we rock, rhymes knocking you out cold like a steel chair shot. Bust a promo like we're cutting this game promo. Slam the syllables down like powerbomb. We go wrestling references flowing like a 60-minute Iron Man show. The true Yari experience is bound to bust the T's. Yo, we stole the show. No.
For some reason, I'm not allowed to stream live on Spreaker anymore. I don't know why.
Stream live to YouTube?
Well, no, because like whenever I was used to, or when I guess when I was allowed to record live on Spreaker, I can connect it to YouTube, and we'd be live on YouTube. But I don't know, for whatever reason, like whenever I hit live, it says this feature isn't accessible anymore. But I know Soup just did it not too long ago, so I don't know what the fuck the issue is.
Oh shit, I got 2,000 followers.
Hey, make that money.
Why? There's no money to make. There's no money to make like on fucking Twitch. Twitch is going down the fucking drain anyway.
No, I mean there's Kick. People are using Kick.
Kick. I mean, I think like it's so hard to grow as a streamer nowadays. Like it's so hard because like if you're not playing the popular games, so like for example like Fortnite, which is fucking horrid, games like that, you're not gonna grow because people are not gonna sit there and watch. Oh, he's playing fucking Battletoads, or like I can play like if I wanted to, I'll just play like fucking like old school shit like GoldenEye, fucking like No Mercy and shit like that, but. There's not a general audience for that, unfortunately. That's what sucks.
I was telling Ruben, because we had a conversation like this a while back, where back in the day, let me kind of retract what I said. Nowadays, it's a lot easier to do this shit. It's a lot easier to start a podcast, whereas back in the day, it was not as easy. And I think. To me, I always think like, did I start like too late, or should I have started a little earlier if I knew I wanted to do a podcast? You know what I mean? Like if I knew how easy it was going to be, because back then I was like, oh, I need to get all this like fancy equipment. Now it's just like, all anyone needs to do is just get like a basic, microphone and headset, or you can just or you can just record on your phone on Spotify.
I mean, just to get started, yes, but. In order to grow, like you have to invest in yourself, right? I mean, and that's what a lot of there's like a lot of top podcasts, like it's just not them just like talking into their laptop microphone or whatever the case, or their external microphone on their PC or the webcam. Oh god, for the webcam, like forget about it, because I used to do that too. So, but yeah, like invest in yourself.
Right, same thing with with gaming. Like there's a couple gamers I follow on YouTube, and I've been following them for years, and they've been around since like before YouTube even became a thing, when it was just like kind of like a privately owned business, and then it got bought up at Google, and then it just became fucking Nazis. Same thing with Twitch. So I don't know. Like it's always like I try not to live what ifs too much. But I always think should I have started a little earlier if I knew I wanted to do this? Before I realized how easy it was. So I don't know, what can you do? But again, I'm not complaining. I'm happy. I'm obviously happy with how the show turns out, or how the show's turning out, and I'm just happy. I'm happy with how everything's turning.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, but let's start it up. Like I mentioned before. WrestleMania week's over, which in some ways I'm kind of happy it's over. So now we can kind of go back to restructuring the shows, how we were structuring it to kind of keep it shorter, at a minimum of maybe an hour and a half, because I got to be up early and the missus has to be up early. So let's try to keep it under 2 hours and at best an hour 45. Which, granted, we don't have a lot to talk about. There's AEW Dynasty predictions for this Sunday. And then review the shows as usual. And then a few news things, nothing major. And if we have time...
Yeah, there's not a lot of news out there this week.
Right, and if there's time, we'll play a game, which it's not going to take a lot of time. It's just going to be a speed round, or rapid fire, as we would call it. So, all right, let's start it up in 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Wednesday. It's 9:13 p.m. Central Time. We're a little late because we were just shooting the shit before the show, but we are back. WrestleMania week is over. And, let's get this shit started. It's, you already know who I am. It's Andrew, or Drew, wherever you want to call me. Just call me Drew. And, with me as always,
Justin from SpineBusterTees and SpineBusterTees.com.
You. So, again, like I mentioned, WrestleMania feels like it happened a lifetime ago, but it was like, a week and a half ago? And, we're entering into a new era of wrestling, or I guess WWE for that matter. People want to call it the Renaissance era. People want to call it the Paul Levesque era. I don't know. What would you call this new era of WWE, Justin?
Can't really name it yet because it hasn't really developed. But I think everyone is really fond of the name Renaissance. So we'll just go with that for now until we officially come with the name. It's not like the Attitude Era. We didn't really call it the Attitude Era until like several years after it was finished.
Right. Yeah, I don't really... You're right. Like, who really comes up with these names? Because, like, Ruthless Aggression, I think, is the only one that really had a name. Because, Vince...
Not even that. Like, I think it became Ruthless Aggression when Vince McMahon did that promo in 2002.
Yeah, like him and then Cena, did the whole Ruthless Aggression and then, slapped Kurt Angle. But yeah, Vince was the one that coined it.
Yeah, but in 2002, we weren't calling the Ruthless Aggression, or that didn't really happen until 2006 or 7, or you know what I mean. Once the name actually came up,
right? But let's start things off with Friday on SmackDown, which was in Detroit, right?
Yep.
Again, pretty good show of SmackDown. Start of this new era. Cody opened the show, and they had 2 triple threat matches with the winners facing off this Friday on SmackDown to determine who will be the number one contender for Cody at Backlash in France. The first match being... Well, we won't do match by match or segment by segment. We'll just kind of go over what we thought of as a whole. So we had LA Knight versus Bobby Lashley and Santos Escobar. And then later on, in the main event, we had Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, and Rey Mysterio. We'll get to those matches in a bit. Let's talk about the big point of the night. So, the Bloodline minus Roman, I guess kind of a new Bloodline. You had Solo, Heyman, and Jimmy come out, and the first thing they notice is the Bloodline's locker room was taken over by Cody. Cody being the new guy, the new. I guess not head of the table, but I guess the new guy, the new face of the company. And then they go out and talk about what happened on Sunday. Paul Heyman says, that Roman took his eye off the ball and turned his attention to Seth instead. And then Solo grabs the mic and then says, I forgot how he worded it, but consequences need actions. And then he turns his attention to Jimmy, and Jimmy's like, what? I'm the older brother. What are you going to do? Yada, yada, yada. And then he hugs Jimmy and says, you're my brother and I love you. And, Jimmy is relieved, but as they walk away, you see a hooded figure attack Jimmy. And then the hood comes off, and it's Tonga, who has officially made his debut in the WWE. The audience liked it. Like, it wasn't a thing of, who are you or indifference. No, they're actually cheering because Tonga is finally into WWE, and he's in the Bloodline, as people kind of suspected. And then they just beat the air-living piss out of Jimmy, and, Paul Heyman's just there scared out of his wits, crying like, what are you doing? And as he's trying to call Roman Reigns, Solo takes the phone out of his hands and crushes it. And as they get to the back, Thomas says, the tribal chief requested this. And, Paul Heyman's like, what the hell does that mean? So I texted you, as you remember, because last week, we had Ruben on, you mentioned that your idea for Survivor Series War Games is a Bloodline versus Bloodline match. One team being, the old Bloodline, which would be Roman, the Usos, and I don't know if it was you or me that mentioned it could be Sami Zayn, the honorary Us or whatever, and the other team being the Rock's Bloodline, which is Solo, Jacob Fatu, and TAMA TONGA. And I don't know. This seems very divisive because I know there's some people that think this may not happen because it looks like the Rock's attention is on Cody. So the argument being like, why would the Rock focus on two things at once? Who says he can't? But whatever.
It has nothing to do with the Rock. It has to do with Roman.
Right. And I'm on your side on this. Like I think whenever Cody and Rock does happen, it's going to be at Mania next year. Like that's the main event. But like you just said, it has to do with Roman. This really doesn't have anything to do with Cody at the moment. So who says the Rock can't focus on two things at once? Who says he's not working in secret? With this thing with the Bloodline. So I texted you, and your response was, I'm just that goddamn good, which you are. You're really that.
Well, not even just that, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. Like, just pay attention to what's going on with WWE. Look at the trends. Like, what else would they be bringing in TAMA TONGA for? What else would they be bringing in? Jacob Fatu for? They're bringing him in to start a new bloodline, and eventually we're gonna get the original bloodline with Sami Zayn minus Solo Sikoa versus Solo's bloodline. Now, at first, I thought it could have been the original four, right, without Sami, right? Maybe there's something that's not going on with Lance Hawaii or Hikuleo or Tonga Loa. Those are all guys that are they are connected to this bloodline family. But I think I know Hikuleo we talked about last year. He was supposed to come in to WWE before TAMA TONGA. And I guess he resigned with New Japan. And Tonga Loa, who is TAMA TONGA's brother, former NXT star-ish, he was supposed to, come in at 1.2, but just at the end of the day, though, yeah, I think they're going in the right direction with this here. And someone's echoing, too, by the way. I think you're echoing, Drew.
Yeah, because my fucking headset decided to pop out for no reason. Okay, I'm back. Am I still echoing?
No, you're not.
All right, good.
But yeah, I just I think that's this is path of going down. Like I said, didn't really take a rocket science to figure this out. So that's what we're getting.
Which I'm glad. I was happy to see TAMA TONGA, show up in WWE. And then show up in this Bloodline thing. It makes sense. Like Triple H said, in the press conference at Mania, that the Bloodline storyline is going to blow people's minds, and so far it looks like it does. So let me run something else past you, and I don't mean to skip ahead. So on Raw, they asked Jimmy what his thoughts, or not Jimmy. I keep saying Jimmy and Jay. They asked Jay, what were your thoughts on what happened on SmackDown? Jay just said, I told Jimmy to come with me, but, he chose not to. So let me ask you this. So all that's left is Jacob Fatu, and, Jacob Fatu is already signed. Whenever he shows up is, up in the air. So do you think at the France pay-per-view Backlash, do you think that's where Jacob Fatu makes his debut as he fucks up Jay?
Yes, but that's, but again, we're not saying, we're not breaking the fucking code here. Like, everyone's saying now online too as well. So we're not, yes, he'll be there. I think we all think he's going to be there. So, yeah, of course. I think they're going to screw Jay out of the chance to win the World Heavyweight Championship. So. And that's where he'll debut. And, and again, like I said, we're going to get the original Bloodline with Sami Zayn versus the new Bloodline. So, and Paul Heyman is going to be on the Rock side eventually. You'll see. Wait and see.
Which is what Paul Heyman usually does. He usually is the snake in the grass.
Yeah, so then the whole thing is what they did on Friday, like, the Tribal Chief made orders. Obviously, they're talking about The Rock. So, again, just put two and two together, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in for a good one here.
For sure. 100%.
With the Bloodline. But yeah, that happened. The rest of SmackDown, like I mentioned, the 2 triple threat matches. LA Knight winning the first one. Solid match with Bobby Lashley and Santos. And then you had the main event, which was the second triple threat. You had AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens did the before the match. He did the one shot, walking to the ring, which was fantastic. I just love that one shot, and I also loved him taking the Detroit Tigers belt and then seeing the CM Punk shirt and knocking it off. So I'm like, oh, cool. And then walks to the ring, and they went out to have a fantastic match, fantastic triple threat. Triple threats can either go one or two ways. In this case, it went the positive way. AJ winning, which as expected, I guess to kind of like continue the feud with Knight, which I suspected. But yeah, their match is going to be this Friday actually. SmackDown will be in Pittsburgh. But what do you think about the 2 triple threats?
I thought the main event was the better of the 2, but 2 really good TV matches.
Okay. As far as the rest of the show, it was fine. It was fine for what it was. Bayley came out to, I guess, celebrate her win. She said, I've won at Mania before, but this feels different. And then she talks about wanting her first opponent to be Naomi. Tiffany Stratton comes out to kind of talk shit, and then Tiffany Stratton and Naomi have a No More Contenders match. Naomi wins, so Naomi and Bayley are going to have a match this Friday, which I'm assuming Tiffany Stratton is going to get involved and fuck with the match, and it's going to be a triple threat at Backlash. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, it's standard.
Okay. And then Braun Breaker, I guess officially, question mark, made his SmackDown debut against Cameron Grimes with and as usual has shitty entrance music, which is just like
I don't Def Rebel, man. I don't fucking know, man.
They suck. They're fucking horrible.
So good guy, man. So the funny thing about this is that WWE is on the hottest that's ever been. But the music themes is at its absolute worst that it's ever been.
Exactly. I mean, it's like AJ with shitty, trap rap music or whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. And then they actually changed Tiffany Stratton's music back to her original music in NXT, which good.
Oh, yeah, good. But dude, I don't know, man. Like WWE and Triple H has to see, because they pay attention to the online to the online audience more than ever. They have to look at this and be like, okay, these guys, Def Rebel, they're not making great themes, and the fans don't like it. Like, we need to do something. About it. But again, obviously, Def Rebel is obviously cheaper. They're obviously are cheaper than CFOs. CFOs is asking for a lot of money, and WWE just didn't want to pay for it, or Vince didn't want to pay for it. So I don't know if Triple H can get CFOs back, because that was an NXT staple down there, and he's worked with them in the past. I wouldn't be surprised if we can see something like that in the future with CFOs coming back aboard. But we'll see. We'll see, because anything can happen. But right now, I'm not really holding my breath. It looks like they are they have this contract with Def Rebel for maybe for a while longer. So.
Speaking of cheap, it's said that WWE is cutting back on entrance sets and augmented reality images. So
I hate the Omega relish. So that shit looks so
me
fucking
too.
stupid.
It is stupid. Like, I mean, they're gonna use it for like special events, pay-per-views or whatever, or PLEs.
Some were cool, but majority of them sucked. Roman Reigns and the bloodline fucking tree, and like it looks shite, mate.
Mm-hmm. And then, one thing I'm happy about is on Raw and SmackDown, they're gonna keep the entrance sets that they had for, I guess it was the ones that were kind of similar for Survivor Series, which I'm happy about. Which less is more. And hopefully, this is just wishful thinking. Once the draft happens, they'll use more unique sets to kind of differentiate both shows, because before, back in our day, you had a Raw set that looked like a Raw set, and then you had SmackDown with the big fist, where it's like, this is a SmackDown show. And then as soon as HD happened, that's when they just started using the same set for each show. So I don't know, I just kind of hope they do go back to like different sets for different shows, where it looks like the show and not just like, hey, we're using this shit because it's cheaper. But,
yeah, I agree, but I hope it's minimalistic too at the same time.
Right.
It doesn't have to be over the top. Like if they are doing these sellouts, like there's no reason why you need to have these big ass stages with curtains and shit. What they did, the night after WrestleMania, perfect, loved it. You know what I mean? But and WWE is as hot as it's ever been right now, so I don't really have fear that they will not necessarily sell out everyone, but they are able to have a full crowd and have every inch of that arena be utilized. So,
right. And like I mentioned before we get to Raw, so the draft will happen. It'll happen 2 nights on April the 26th and April 29th. April 26th will start on SmackDown of next week, actually, which is actually going to be the Q&A for the month of April, and April 29th, which will be a Raw. So, again, just in the past, the draft has been kind of wonky because it's just like, this guy's supposed to be on SmackDown, but he shows up on Raw for reasons. So, hopefully this new regime, they stick to, you're supposed to be on SmackDown, you're supposed to be on Raw.
I truly believe that that's gonna happen this time around. Right. Last time Vince McMahon was still influenced and Jesus Christ, man. People last year didn't want to believe me saying, Vince, don't really think Vince was really involved. Yeah, he was fucking involved. Like, he was involved at the night after fucking WrestleMania. You tell me that was a fucking Paul Levesque show? What we've been getting for the past, year at this point, or a little bit close to that, without Vince McMahon in any control at all. Like, come on, guys. Like, use your heads.
So, but Vince is gone, and Paul's running the show. Yep. And Nick Khan, and Shawn Michaels has a 100% ownership, or not? I guess not ownership, but I guess control of NXT. So, and you can tell in the shows. So, but let's go to Raw. So Raw kicks off with some unfortunate news. Rhea Ripley got an injury last week in the backstage scuffle with Liv Morgan. She what happened? I mean, I know it was a shoulder injury, but I forgot what exactly.
She threw a chair at her.
But no, there was like a thing. I think she ran into a wall when like Liv pushed her into a wall. Like it popped out or something like that. It's not supposed to be serious. I think she's at minimum supposed to be out for 3 months. So she'll be back either before SummerSlam or after SummerSlam to, kick off this feud with Liv, or to really kind of like end it. But yeah, Rhea came out, which I'm kind of glad that she didn't do the emotional, I'm crying and I love you fans, blah 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 thing. Like, she was still in character. She was pissed off. She was pissed off at Liv, for causing her to lose this title. And then Liv comes out to confront her and to just, be a bitch, essentially. And Liv's running out and like, no, let her go. Let's fight.
What do you think about the Liv backlash on Twitter?
I mean, it's like, just fucking IWC.
Saying that she's like unsafe and stuff.
Just IWC being IWC. I really don't care. I don't put much stock into it.
What do you think?
I mean, it's wrestling. Shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean-
I think. I think the compare. Yeah, because your point. Yeah, wrestling shit happens, but I think if you compare the point, Seth Rollins, he injured Sting, and Sting was out for a while, and he did get backlash about that. He did. I think he got way more than fucking Liv Morgan, but it's like it's not ballet. She didn't like intend to injure, right? So, like, I'm more than sure that Rhea. I mean, she's not okay being injured, but like, I'm more sure that she knew what she was getting into when she got into this business. So. It's like, you know, it happens, guys. Like, you know, of course, we didn't want the ring to end due to an injury, right? It sucks or whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. But if you ask me, I think it would be not better. I'm not saying better, but I think that is going to better their feud because when Liv got taken out for a while, Rhea was a part of it. Now in storyline and shoot, Liv takes out Rhea. It furthers their feud, right? And now, when they have their matches against each other, it's actually going to mean something because there's already built-in storyline with it. So, So you know, I'm cool with it.
Let me run something by you real quick. So, well, I guess like a few questions. So the first question: when Rhea comes back, she's going to be a face. Like there's really no doubt about that. She's already over. Yeah, she needs to be a face. That's one thing. Yeah. Number two, Liv is going to be a heel. Yeah. Because, I mean, she gave a very heel, you know, interview in the back where she's like, when I got hurt, when Rhea put me out, nobody was feeling sorry for me. There wasn't any of this uproar. So that's number two. I mean, those are kind of like, duh. Those are kind of like, you know, well, it's a given.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Three, and maybe this might be thinking out of the box, but I'm just going to run it by you because I heard it from, you know, our good friend Kevin Castle. So with everything going on with the bloodline, which we'll get into in a bit, do you think, and again, this might be thinking out of the box, do you think that Liv might try to usurp her way into the bloodline by seducing Dom?
Judgment Day, you mean?
Yeah, Judgment Day, I'm sorry. Not the.
Oh, yeah, I was like, Judgment Day. Yeah, that's not really thinking outside the box, per se, because that's an idea that's been brought up. I saw several times, and that's something I immediately thought about as well, so that's not too far-fetched. I mean, I'll say this, like, I think that's a likely scenario, for sure.
Right, because, like, you know, with everything going on, the bloodline, Jesus Christ, Judgment Day, Judgment Day. Judgment Day with Damian Priest, which we'll get into in a bit. And then, you know, they pretty much already, like, laying out the breadcrumbs with him and Finn. And then, again, with Rhea, that can be a way for, you know, the Judgment Day to dissolve, essentially. And maybe not necessarily break up, maybe start a new Judgment Day or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, just while Liv is gone, she's becoming a heel, and she's going to flirt with Dom and basically just usurp her way into the Judgment Day. And then Rhea comes back and she's like, "What the hell, Dom?" And, you know, that's how Rhea kind of gets booted out of Judgment Day, or that's how her and Dom break up, essentially, which makes sense. But yeah, just everything going with Liv. Again, you brought up, you know, the Seth Rollins thing about him being unsafe, quote unquote. I mean, what about that time when Bella pretty much knocked the shit out of Liv during a match?
Yep. And Nia Jax too.
Nia Jax, there you go. I mean, you know, it's wrestling. Shit happens. I mean, Nia Jax is probably more unfair.
I mean, at the end of the day, I thought that the Liv, I won't say hate, but it was kind of hate. But some of the Liv hate, I will say, was completely unnecessary. I really just think it's because, like, these virgins on fucking Twitter are just like the biggest fans of Rhea Ripley, which there's nothing wrong with, but like, you know, these guys are fucking marks. Like, you know what I mean? These guys are fucking marks, and, you know, just they think that, you know, the women that they see on TV, they have a chance with, and, you know, whatever. But you know, but the people that have brains out there, the people that knows that this is entertainment at the end of the day, and that there's, you know, that this is a story, right? Even though that was a, you know, she got hurt for real. Like, you know that shit happens, right? Shit happens in the ring or outside the ring. So don't get on Liv because of that. You know what I mean? If you get on her, get on all the other people. Get on Seth Rollins. Get on Nia Jax. Get on on whoever who injures your favorites. So yeah.
Right. And again, like you said, this just adds more fuel to the fire for the storyline. So
if anything, it makes those fans want to see Liv get her ass kicked.
Yep. I mean, I know it's kind of a tale of two cities, like when Cody had that injury, and he had to work that Hell in a Cell match with Seth, it just added more to the match. Yeah. So, but again,
like imagine if they I mean, this is typical WWE, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do is they put the title on Liv and Rhea Ripley takes the title off Liv.
Right, there you go. And next week on Raw they're going to crown a new women's champion or women's world champion, which I don't know. I would have held off on that match at Backlash because it's going to be such a high profile PLE and it's going to be in France. I don't know. I would have just had like a mini tournament.
What would you do? Would you do a tournament? Would you do like?
Yeah, I'd do a tournament and just like a mini tournament and just have like the finals.
I'm sick of tournaments, man.
Or just like a fatal 4-way, just like pick your poison or whatever the fuck. But I don't know. We'll see. Well,
yeah. I mean, take Tony Khan for the tournaments, but Triple H he's a tournament whore too. So
I don't know. I like tournaments.
I like them, but like not like for it to solve No, but we'll see what they'll do next week. Like they may do like 2 fatal 4-ways, and then like a 1-on-1 match at the end of the show. I wouldn't be shocked if they do something like that.
And again, not trying to put this out there, but Monday is going to be Columbus, Ohio, which is the hometown of Alexa Bliss. So you never know, they might put her on the show somehow. So we'll see. All right, so we got RHEA out of the way, and so the rest of Judgment Day. Again, they're setting the seeds, or not setting, or setting the planting the seeds. It's been a long day. I didn't get enough sleep. Planting the seeds of what's going on. Judgment Day. Damien telling Dom and Funko Pophead JD to take care of Ricochet. And Finn's telling Damien, what about we go back after the tag titles? And Damien said, nah, we're going to focus on A, B, C, and D. You go focus on warming up Jey Uso for me. And then Finn just had this kind of look on his face like, all right, whatever. And later in the night, you had Jey Uso and Finn Balor, who had a pretty decent match. And after the match, Damien was standing on the apron, having a stare-off with Jay. And then Judgment Day come out to take out Jay, and Damien's like, what the fuck are you doing? And Finn just gets right in his face and yells at him, and then Jay takes out the rest of the Judgment Day and then goes all the way to the back with one of those like one-shots that I love. And there was a funny bit where there was a fan that was walking right in front of Jay, and Jay just shoved him out of the way, so I'm like, I would have done that.
There was no fan backlash on Twitter, but...
Well, I mean, he didn't like violently push him out. He was just like, whoa, get out of the way. Like, he just kind of like gently...
Oh, yeah, but...
Like, he didn't so much as like...
But you know how sensitive people are. Like, oh my god, he pushed him out of the way. Like...
I mean, I think looking back on it, he didn't so much as like shoved him. He just kind of moved him out of the way. Like, very gently moved him out of the way. But yeah, I get what you mean. Like, just sensitive ass people on Twitter. And then the main event, being Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable, which during that one shot with Jay goes out to the back and he talks to Sami, and Sami says this is the first time, or he brings up the match in Montreal from last year, and then says now I come back to this city and the stadium as a champion, and then he goes into the arena and just riles up the the fans, and just I forget the name of the dude who's taking Kevin Dunn's job.
Leafing.
He's so fucking good. That guy deserves an award. These one shots, this these video packages.
He used to work for ESPN prior, so
you can tell. And this looks like a legit sports show, and they're treating it like a sports show, and I love it. This is chef's kiss. Mwah. I mean, I think I've asked you this before, but what do you think about these camera shots?
I mean, I can't really say anything else. Everyone else hasn't said it's refreshing, it's new. I love it.
Alrighty then. So Sammy comes out, greets everyone in the crowd, and then his family's there. His wife, I believe his brother is there, and his dad's there. And then Chad Gable comes out, and they have a match. Really good main event, really solid, TV main event, as you would say. Good back and forth action. Sammy getting the win as we kind of expected. And then he shakes hands with Chad after the match. Afterwards, he goes to the outside to greet his family and his wife and his dad. And then Chad sneaks up behind him and suplexes him. And then proceeds to beat his ass and then give him an ankle lock on the top apron, which that was a good fucking shot to end the show. As we expected, Chad turned on Sammy. But what did you think about the match, and what did you think about the aftermath?
Great, fantastic match for TV, obviously. It's going to be up there for one of the best TV matches of the year, I'm assuming, but when it's all said and done. And in any company. And the turn was expected. I like it.
I was going to ask, so like, now that Chad's a full-blown heel, what do you think happens with Alpha Academy? Do you think that
it's going to be Chad Gable and the Creed brothers?
I was about to say
maybe Ivy now will be with them too. So, yeah.
I mean, it makes more sense because I'm pretty sure next week, Otis and Maxine and be like, what happened? That was very unbecoming of you. This isn't what you taught us. And then, he turns on them and the Creeds come out. We love the Creeds. The Creeds at the moment are kind of directionless. So putting them with Chad makes 1,000 times more sense. It's a good way to get them over.
So Zal, interesting enough, I think he's just trying to stooge his way into the new group. But he says, "I trust you because you're my coach." On Twitter.
Right. But just a heel Chad Gable with a heel Creeds. Like, sign me up for that. Sign me the fuck up. A new varsity club. That'd be dope. But yeah, that happened. So for the rest of the show, I'm pretty sure you're happy about this. Sheamus returned after being out. I think, what was it? The last match he had against Edge, right?
I think so. Yeah. Edge's last WWE match, yeah.
Which Sheamus came back, who was a mixture of his older theme and his newer theme. So they brought back the written in my face theme, the shameful thing, lobster head, which everyone was happy about that. I'm pretty sure you were happy about that.
That was good. I really liked the theme.
And had a match with Ivar, and Ivar, continues to impress. He's really underrated. Definitely should be on anyone's list for most improved. But the big topic of discussion, unfortunately, again, this seems like a theme for the show, is the IWC, is them making fun of Sheamus's weight. Which, again, the guy's in his mid-40s. He's no spring chicken. He's not The Rock. Not everyone can be The Rock, where they keep themselves in tip-top shape the way The Rock does. But yeah, Sheamus had a little pooch, which, I didn't even notice that. That meant nothing to me until somebody decided to put up a picture, to which my response was, so what? So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
But let's be honest. If Sheamus was in AEW and he showed up like that, I don't think your response would have been the same.
I don't really care. I
mean, I don't care either, but I'm just calling a spade a spade. Like if it was like for example, it was like somebody like an AEW or something like that. Like, I think your response would have been a little bit different. I think.
I personally don't give a shit anymore what anyone looks like, because I'm gonna pull something out of your book. At the end of the day, if they don't care, then I don't care.
Right. Well, that's fair then. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if Adam Cole doesn't want to eat a sandwich, that's not my problem. I really don't give a shit anymore. If they don't care, I don't care. It doesn't really bother. It doesn't mean anything to me anymore. But Sheamus looked good. He
he did look great. He did, well, not great, but like for his age, he looked fine.
Right, like he looked like he didn't miss a step, so it was good seeing Sheamus. So, which sounds weird saying because I probably would have never said this 10, 12 years ago, but we all Sheamus now.
It's funny. It's funny, like how when these guys, they're on our TV screens for like 10, 15 years, like they get our respect, and we really take them for granted early on. Then once they show their worth and all that, eventually we miss them when they're gone. You know what I mean? Like with John Cena when he was gone for a while, and guys like that. So, yeah.
Right. Just with Sheamus and Drew, like for a while they were just like, yeah, they can have good matches, but what else can they do? And it's just like, it's like somebody either told them or they finally realized, hey, we're big guys and we look like we can kick your ass. Why don't we actually wrestle like that? And it worked. So, but yeah, absence does make the heart grow fonder. And then new tag titles were introduced. Triple H and Adam Pearce brought out the Awesome Truth, to which R-Truth is up to his usual shtick, saying Triple H is really Johnny Gargano, and Triple H trying to hold it together, like, can we please get this going so I can leave? So they do introduce new tag titles. It's no longer the penny titles, whatever you want to call them. They're definitely an upgrade from the older titles, I'll say that. Why couldn't they just be similar to the older titles from back in the day? Just what I
gotta go for it. Can't always go back in the past.
Right, but again, I'm not complaining. I think they're better than the penny and dime titles. I think
these new titles are beautiful.
They look good. But I don't I got a nitpick. That's in my nature. But yeah, you just said you do like the titles, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're beautiful titles. I love how the gold really pops. Like it looks more shinier, if that means anything, than RHEA's title or Seth's title. So yeah, I'm really digging these new belts, and it's different for our tag team belts as well, because we haven't really seen tag team belts looking like a world title pretty much.
Right. So do you think on Friday they're going to introduce new tag titles for SmackDown?
Yep.
All right. Do you think they're going to be different or similar, or what do you think?
I think they may. I really think they're going to do something different. I think for those titles, I think they're going to introduce something more of what you're probably looking for. Something a little bit more not older looking, or like a rehab, but like something that brings back those, the older style looking tag team titles. Different design, obviously, but it'll look in that nature. I really think they're going to do that.
All right, I hope so. As for the rest of the show, it was kind of filler from that point on until the main event. You had a triple threat to determine the number one contender for the new tag titles. DIY won. Then you had another tag match with the women. You had Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Indy Hartwell finally gave in to the darkness to Candice, so her team won.
Kind of weird right now. You got half of the way is evil. Do you think DIY is going to turn heel and take tag team titles off of Truth and Miz?
I mean, it'd be interesting because again, I don't hate DIY, but at the moment they're kind of like stale. Just my opinion. I mean,
I think the fans are going to them more.
No, they like them. I'm not saying they don't like them. My thing is they need something, because at the moment it just seems like they're out there saying, "Hey, we're a tag team. We're good guys." I don't know. I think they need a personality injection. Just me. So I think if because I don't know. I like the way from NXT a few years ago. I liked it. I know it was corny for the most part, but I enjoyed it. It was funny, especially the stuff with Dex. And the wedding I thought was hilarious. And I was going into that wedding hating it, but it was just so fucking funny. So I like the way. So I kind of hope they do turn heel, but that's just me. You had Andrade versus Dom. Solid match, you know. Andrade getting the win as he should. And what else did we have? Oh yeah, afterwards Ricochet made the save for Andrade after Funko Pop came in to help out Dom. Yeah,
Dom doing a fucking Canadian Destroyer was wild.
Yeah, like I was actually waiting for him to do a move like that because Dom's been, for the most part, Dom wrestles very safely, and that's not really an insult. That's just more like I think that's really kind of his only gear is to wrestle a simpler style. So to see him do a move like that, I'm like, oh, good for you, Dom. Next is you had Kaden Carter and Katata Chance versus Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green and Niven won, so good. And then Cody Rhodes came out to address the fans and basically talk about everything else. Talk about The Rock, talk about the Bloodline, and then Jimmy Uso came, and then he introduced Jimmy Uso, and then told Jimmy, "If you need anything, I'm here for you." Or Jesus fucking Christ, you know, I'm just gonna say Uso because I keep fucking up. He told Uso, Jay, if you need if you need anything, I'm here. To which Jay told him, you know, I need to do this on my own, which in turn doesn't make any sense because, you know, everything that was going on in the Bloodline, Jay told Cody, if you need anything, I'm here, and then, you know, was glad that, you know, Seth helped him out. So for him to tell Cody, I need to do this on my own is, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I don't know, it's just me. And then they just have their little yeet off to where Cody tells Jay, you know, until we yeet again. And then we already talked about the main event. Oh no, that wasn't the main event. Jey Uso and Finn, we already talked about that, and then we talked about the main event. So that was Raw. Raw was good. It was pretty solid. So let's I guess your final thoughts on Raw before we move to NXT.
So
good show?
Yeah. Okay.
I asked because you got cut off a little bit.
Oh, no problem.
All right. NXT was yesterday, as it usually is. Again, NXT is a very delightful show. It's as far as the WWE shows, it's the better wrestling show. There's always a lot going on, and just make sure you don't miss anything. I had to kind of rewind because I came home late, and I caught the last 30 minutes, and so I had to rewind to pretty much the beginning of the show. So, Ilya Dragunov had a open challenge. She said, "Whoever can look me in the eyes first will get the challenge." And a bunch of NXT wrestlers came to the back, pretty much just in droves, to get Dragunov's attention. And as you look in the back, you see Javon Evans, you know, jump through the crowd, and then pretty much jump over Ilya while he wasn't looking, and get his attention. So it ended up being Ilya Dragunov and Javon Evans, or Javon Evans. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I might say you're now you're turning now you call him Javon, like how you say Lyra.
Javon. I corrected myself. Javon. Javon Evans. Good, fantastic match. I mean, Javon. We like Ilya. We love Ilya. Ilya makes anything look good. He makes anybody look good, and he made Javon, you know, Evans look like a superstar in this. Javon was able to hold his own in the ring against a fucking wrestling machine like Ilya. I think Ilya is a wrestling machine, you know, like Kurt Angle was. So I'm going to call Ilya the wrestling machine. And they had a pretty fantastic match. And Javon, I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, he's only going to get better from here. I know I'm harder on the flippy wrestlers, and it's for a good reason. Like I was hard on Ricochet, and Ricochet kind of found his niche. For a guy like Javon, I think he has something. I think he's a little too skinny for my taste. And in the future, I think he needs to maybe.
Oh, I mean, he's fucking 19.
I know. It sounds like I'm setting unrealistic expectations, but
hey, remember when you were 19? Like
I
barely weighed over 100 pounds. Like fuck.
I don't want to remember when I was 19, but no, just again, he's 19. In the future, they obviously have high hopes for him, just like they have for like Thea Hale, who she's 19 too. Jesus Christ. So yeah,
Is she 20? She's not 20 now. She's still 19.
She might have turned 20 already, but I think she's still 19 as far as I
She's 20 now. 2003 September. She'll be 21 this year. That time flies, man.
Oh Jesus Christ! So
She'll be 21. She came up to fucking NXT right out of fucking high school. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I think there's some guy who posted a picture of her from the WWE game where he's like, "Yeah, the girl I went to high school with, I'm actually playing with her on 2K now. It's crazy."
Wild.
But imagine that. But again, I like Evans. I mean, do I love him? No, I like him, but I'm interested to see more of him. I'll put it that way. But Ilya did him a favor in this match. Ilya won, of course. What did you think about the match?
I mean, it's a great showcase for Javon Evans. So know you like him. I love him. I've been watching him for about a year and a half now, and I know what the hell he's capable of, and he's just tipping the iceberg of what we can see with him. So, he just needs to make his moves mean something, obviously, right? But he's in the right place to get that done in the Performance Center. So, yeah, great stuff. I mean, like he's definitely going to be maybe North American champion by the end of the year. I can definitely see something like that happening with him. Like imagine him down there in NXT for 3 to 4 years, right? Let's just say 4 years, worst case scenario. He comes up to the main roster by he's 23 to have a fucking 20-year career on the main roster. This guy's gonna be fucking one of the big faces of WWE in the next 5 to 10 years. Like, it's gonna be great.
Hell yeah. Rest of the show, you had a fantastic vignette by Tatum Paxley, which, again, this is just my opinion. It gave me Mankind vibes, almost. Her basically... What?
Nah, I was thinking about that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, in a sense where it's just like she's in a room, and she's in a dark room, and she's, talking about ever since I was a little girl, I could have, fit in with the in crowd. Everyone else played with the Barbies and wanted to be popular. That wasn't me. I was the weird girl, and there was only one thing I cared about and wanted to be friends with, and that was a championship. And
I see Daphne more than anybody else.
Oh shit! I wasn't even thinking about her. So Daphne, and a sprinkle of Mankind. I'll put it that way. And then she, puts out about Lyra, or is it Lyra? Whatever the fuck, I don't care. Lyra, where she says, I loved you because you were my champion. And when you lost the title, it broke my heart because you were my champion. So now the only thing I care about is winning that title. And again, I'm happy to see Tatum Paxley get this exposure and, be thought of as, a big time player in the women's division. I'm happy for anyone that has talent and that can find their niche. Because for the longest time, Tatum Paxley was on the NXT women's division, and she was just a good wrestler. She was a good hand, and it's good that she found her niche as, crazy, creepy stalker girl. Again, that not many people can pull that off, because I think anyone could play the role, but there's a difference between someone playing the role and someone pulling it off. And I mean, it wouldn't shock me if, like you said, maybe she watched a little bit of Daphne, to kind of prepare for the character, or watched a little bit of maybe Mickie James from 2006, or maybe even Mankind. Who knows? But I'm happy for Tatum. She's going to be in a triple threat match next week at Spring Breakin' for the NXT Women's Champion. And when I saw this promo, you're probably going to call me crazy. Maybe you won't. But I would much rather see Tatum as the women's champion. I don't know. What do you think?
All right, man. Not now. not this moment. But she will be champion. But not this moment. No.
But what do you think about the vignette?
That was great. That was a great vignette. It was really good.
So
doesn't mean she has to be champion right now.
I didn't say now. I'm saying, like, if they give her the title next week, I won't be mad. But realistically, it's going to happen in a few months.
You just said I'd rather see her champion. Not
now.
Oh, okay, got
not
it.
like now. Like if she wins next week, I won't, say boo to a goose. But realistically, it's going to happen maybe in a few months at the Takeover or PLE event before SummerSlam.
Maybe towards the end of the year, maybe.
I just
Maybe like after summer, like in I think they want to get Roxy at least a title through SummerSlam and maybe call it Roxy after SummerSlam. I could see something like that.
Right. She had a match with Thea Hale. It kind of went the way you thought it would. JC and the other girl, they distracted Thea, and then JC cost her the match, and Tatum won the match, and then Lyra came out to attack Tatum while she has one working arm. And then in the back, Roxanne, has the title, and she's happy. She's like, hey, if they want to fight over me, I don't care. Because that just makes it easier for me. And, I don't know why Ava's complaining about her job. And then Ava comes up saying, oh, Roxanne, you had a good idea. So next week it's going to be a triple threat. You versus Tatum and Lyra. And it's funny, she goes, womp womp. So, I don't know. I think Ava is kind of finding her niche in this general manager role. I don't know what you think about that.
I have no issues with Ava. I always have been a huge fan of Ava, but like I like Ava. I like Ava's presence on TV. I think she does a good job in what she does. I think she gets obviously unnecessary backlash because she's The Rock's daughter. So
right.
Like I don't even think she's like a bad promo or anything like that. Like, because, she's a terrible promo. In comparison to her father, yes, obviously, like that's what you're gonna do. Which is unfair,
right?
Which is unfair, by the way. But yeah, I think she's fine. She's doing her role quite well.
Right, she's finding her niche, which that should be a title for tonight's show, is finding your niche. And then the rest of the show, before we get to the main event, you had the Authors of Pain, along with the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, make their re-debut in NXT versus Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. They won. You had Ivar versus Josh Briggs in a decent match. It probably could have been better, but it was decent. Ivar won, and let me kind of rewind the clock back for the rest of the show before we get to the main event. Dijak versus Noam Dar. Noam Dar won, which I wasn't too big a fan of, but I'm biased because I like Dijak, but maybe it was for a reason. Yeah, Sol Ruka versus Lola Vice, which Blair Davenport came out and caused a distraction, and Lola Vice won. And then Natty came out to challenge Lola to a match on Spring Break-In, which is going to take place on week 2. It'll be an NXT Underground match. Next week will be the contract signing, and then week 2 will be the actual match itself. So, how do you feel about that kind of match?
The NXT Underground?
Yeah.
It's a gimmick.
Well, this is going to sound wrong. So for women, so like Lola Vice, like she's an ex-MMA fighter. And then you got Natty, who's, established, wrestler in the women's division. Like, how do you think that match is going to fare out?
I mean, Natty's a fucking legit, Heart Dungeon badass. You know what I mean? So, Lola Vice is a fucking MMA badass. So, Nice. I mean, I'm not really too like, oh man, I can't wait to see this, but it should be interesting.
Cool. You had Ridge Holland versus Joaquin Wilde. Holland won. And did I miss anything else? Oh, the family demands payment from No Quarter Catch crew, who's missing Drew Gulak, who...
They have him sleeping with the fucking fishes, man, with some fucking cement shoes. Chopper, Cospiange.
Forget about it. Which in real life, there's the... I don't know if you would call it an incident, the whole thing with Ronda Rousey where she said Drew Gulak touched the string on her sweatpants. Which is just... I don't want to get into that. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole with that. But again, it's just... they're investigating it, and Drew Gulak's taking time off of television, which I have a feeling they'll bring him back, but Oh.
Well, they did take him out of the Titantron and stuff, so I mean, just by looking at that, it's not in his favor right now. But we'll see what happens with the investigation.
All right. Now we're on to the main event, which was Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes in a steel cage match. Okay, this might be a hot take. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Yeah, a lot of hot takes tonight.
So this match, and I like both guys. I like Melo, I like Trick. But this match, like, there was something that was kind of bothering me about it, and I couldn't tell if it was one or two things. The first one being, I can't tell if Trick and Melo just don't really have good chemistry in the ring, or the second being that Trick is just really green. Like, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I've said this months ago that I like Trick. I just don't think he's ready to be put into that main event position. I'm just saying, like I like him. He's great. He's over, but him getting that ascension, no, not so fast. Let's calm down.
Right.
Let's let him get better in the ring because he has the presence. He can talk. He has that aura to him. Now I will say this match, I was fine with this match. But again, like he's still green, and he's still trying to get the green out, and he's getting better. He's gotten a lot better.
Right.
Got a lot better for sure.
Like, there are just some things I noticed in this match. There were some botches on Trick where just little things, like whenever Trick is like when Melo's Irish whipping Trick into the corner, into the ropes, you see like Melo mouthing, "All right, I'm gonna Irish whip you into the turnbuckle," and then Trick kind of hesitates and then he moves. So I don't know, just little things, like nothing outrageously offensive, but kind of like you've been saying, like Trick isn't really ready, and he is getting better, and I do like Trick. I'm rooting for him, but it's just he has everything that it takes to be a star. He just needs to get that in-ring psychology down, because there were just a lot of spots that are very noticeable to me. I don't know if you noticed them as well.
Yeah, the timing. Yeah, his timing's not always crisp.
Yeah, like he needs to get that timing down. But this match was okay. Yeah, just unfortunately to me, their matches, the one they had at TakeOver and the one they had yesterday, I'm not saying they were bad. They were just okay. And to me, it's just like these should be better than just okay. But again, I'm not gonna be a dick about it or whatever. I'm just gonna be like, the matches weren't as good as they should have been. But they're going with Trick, as we all expected, and Melo is on his way out. He's going to the main roster. But that was NXT. Do you want to maybe talk a little bit about AEW before we move on to the news?
Not really, because tonight wasn't a great show. I did like the Jericho hook segment with Taz. I thought that was pretty good. Great main event with Claudio and Will Ospreay. Just fucking fantastic wrestling match. And might as well mention it now because I'm not too sure if I remember getting into the news. But after tapings, after Dynamite, I should say, Ruby Soho comes out and she announces that she's pregnant.
Oh,
yeah, to Angela Parker. So yeah,
congrats.
So this it's pretty cool shit, man. It seems like the fans there really enjoyed that too. So that's pretty awesome to hear. So, but yeah, like outside of that, AEW, I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, I mean, they I don't know. I don't know. They got Dynasty coming on Saturday. Or sorry, Sunday. It's gonna be a good wrestling show. Like, there's gonna be nothing. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Danielson. I'm pretty sure next week, Danielson and fucking Will Ospreay, match of the year, contender. But it's only gonna go so far. Like, and I pay for these pay-per-views too. I pay for pay-per-views because I just can't. I don't want to take pay-per-views like that. That's just me. Like if y'all go out there, y'all steal pay-per-views, whatever. Like that's you guys. But like, you know, as a business owner, like I can't do that shit. No matter how big the size of the company is or whatever the case may be. So,
right.
But yeah. I have nothing to say about the Diamond outside of that.
Okay. Speaking of pregnancy, Logan Paul announced on Impulsive that him and his fiance Nina Agdal are expecting. So Logan Paul will be a daddy. So she's 16 weeks pregnant, and she's due this fall. So congratulations to Logan. He'll be a daddy.
That's crazy. Logan Paul about to be a dad, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, they usually say when you become a dad, you change for the better, or maybe sometimes for the worse. But in this case, it's for the better. We hope it's for the better. So congrats to Logan.
I mean, Logan Paul from 3 years ago is a different person from Logan Paul today. So,
I mean, he still has a lot of work to do. I'll just put it that way.
I mean, again, like 3 years ago, like, would you say Logan Paul? You know, I'll say 5 years ago. 5 years ago, like, is he still that same type of person where he's like, you know, he's still doing stupid shit, but like, it's more of, how should I say? It's more of innocent stupid shit instead of like reckless stupid shit.
I mean, again, I don't really invest in too much of it because if I don't know much about something, I'm not going to talk about it. Like the whole thing with the NFTs and him leaving his pig at home or some shit like that, and the whole thing going on with Prime, where like it's considered
the suicide forest.
The suicide forest was not a good thing. That was no bueno.
Well, yeah, no, that was the major thing I was referring to.
Yeah, that was probably the only like bone of contention that I can think of where I was like, fuck this dude.
But even at that too, like I know. Like, again, I know what he was trying to do, but it just didn't work. He was trying to, like, spread awareness to suicide, but, like, filming the body, and, yeah, that wasn't a good decision.
I mean, I'll give him credit for this. He owned up to it. He apologized to it. He was a man about it. And, you know, to this day, he still owns up to it. So, if someone can own up to it and just say, I fucked up, I'm sorry, you know, that's good enough. And just, like, he's gotten my respect as a person and also a wrestler. Not just for, you know, having good matches, but like we mentioned, you know, he filmed himself reacting to Mania and he got emotional during Cody's win. And, you know, for someone who's, you know, to some people still considered an outsider to wrestling, even though he's proven himself.
Oh, he's no longer outside of wrestling. He's one of us pretty much now.
Yeah, but
indirectly, not one of us as far as like total fucking marks. Hey, you eat, live, and breathe like what's going on online in news and shit like that. Like he's not like fucking like Kenny Omega. You know what I mean? Who like grew up with fucking wrestling and you know this is all he wanted to do. But he's one of us in the sense of he will you will protect the business. You will say like, hey, I did wrestling at one part of my, you know, in one part of my career, one part of my life. I did pro wrestling. Hey, this shit's fucking real. Hey, this shit is, you know, not fake whatsoever. If someone calls out on pro wrestling, hey, like I think he'll be the type of guy to actually confront someone and be like, hey, no, I did that shit for fucking, you know, 5-10 years, whatever the case may be. That shit's not fucking fake, man. I don't ever want to see you say it's fucking fake again and approach people like that versus like, yeah, you know, fuck wrestling. You know what I mean? I just did it to do the money. I truly believe that he will be more towards protecting the business than not protecting it.
Oh, no, I'm not doubting. I'm saying that there's still going to be those people that will never give him credit for anything, regardless. Like, there's still those people that I know on, you know, Twitter that are going to be like, no, fuck that douche. I'm like, come on.
Well, that's because they don't got shit going on in their fucking life. And that either A, they're jealous, but also B as well. They can't just admit, like, not when they're wrong, but when they're wrong about something, they just can't admit to it. And it's pretty fucking sad, too, where it's like, hey, right. It's okay to say, hey, you know what, I'm wrong about this. Or, hey, you know, I thought, you know, Logan Paul, was just gonna come in and just be, someone who was gonna fail or whatnot. Hey, I'm wrong about that. You know what I mean? I'm actually glad that he's actually living up and, over exceeding the expectations. There's nothing wrong saying that you're wrong sometimes.
Yeah, right. Right. It's crazy enough because there's actually still people that don't want to give The Miz credit, that refuse to give The Miz credit, like old timer wrestlers. They're like, oh, he's a reality TV.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
Which is like, that was 20 fucking years ago, dude.
Like you're not a fucking fan of. I mean, you probably are a fan of wrestling, but like you probably don't respect the business as you think you do. If you can't give that man any credit. Now, I don't love The Miz, character and all that shit, but like as a guy that goes out there and wrestles and busts his ass and hardly ever got injured in his career, like, man, he has all my respect in the world.
Yeah, he proved himself a long time ago. So for a lot of people to still have that stigma of like, oh, he was a reality TV star, it's like, he main evented WrestleMania. He's been a champion. Like, come on, just
grow up.
Shut the fuck up already. Like, that's why you're not drawing any money. That's why you don't have a job. Like, shut the fuck up. But congratulations, Logan Paul. Do you want to do predictions for Sunday?
I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's do like a speed round, and because there's something else I wanted to do, and we can just do like a speed round for that as well. So AEW Dynasty is this Sunday, April 21st in St. Louis, Missouri, in the Chaffetz Arena, or I don't know if I'm saying that right. So far, there's 10 matches, including a pre-show. So let's check this out. On the pre-show, you have a winner-takes-all match for the AEW Trios Championship and Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Championship. Jesus Christ. Bullet Club Gold, Jay White, Austin Gunn, and Colton Gunn versus the Acclaimed, Anthony Owens and Max Caster and Billy Gunn.
Jesus, man. Why is Jay White on the fucking pre-show, man? God.
That's just sad.
Now do people understand why I want this guy in WWE? And Jesus, man. Like, they got Okada and they got fucking Will Ospreay. Jay White ain't gonna get near a fucking world title reign in AEW. Not anytime soon, but
nope.
It just makes me mad because I like Okada and Will Ospreay and Naito and Kenny Omega I like the most when he was over there in Japan, but Jay White's my second. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, man. But I don't know. I got the Acclaim winning. Just because of the feud itself, and it just seemed like the bad guys finally get their comments here. So I got the Acclaimed and AS winning.
I'll go with the Acclaimed as well. Alright, so the first match on the main show, you have an FTW rules match for the FTW Championship, Hook versus Chris Jericho.
I got Hook winning.
Hook.
Despite what happened tonight, I got Hook winning. Great segment. I thought the segment, believe it or not, with fucking Chris Jericho, like, go figure, but, I thought that segment was great.
Alright. Singles match, Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson.
Ospreay, there's no reason why Danielson should be winning a lot of these matches at this point. This is last year in wrestling. I think he just wanted to have this out the way, and you gotta keep Ospreay undefeated until Don Cal screws him over. Unless Don Cal screws him, at the pay-per-view. I can see that happening too as well, but I got Ospreay winning. It's definitely gonna be up there for match of the year. It's gonna be a fucking fantastic. It's gonna be special. It's gonna be special.
Yeah, this will probably be everyone's favorite match. So I'll go with Ospreay. He's the golden guy, and Danielson is a pay me guy until he retires. So, which I love Danielson. Tournament final ladder match for the vacant AEW World Tag Team Championships. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks versus FTR.
I got the Young Bucks winning. Obviously per storyline, I guess what they're trying to do, which is not working whatsoever, and they didn't really build anything for this match tonight either. So you had that segment, happened last week, right? That the most talked about segment from AEW this year, with the CM Punk footage. You spun it into a story, as you say, but you don't have them encounter FTR tonight. So, yeah, but Young Bucks are winning though. So
sounds about right. Yeah, the Young Bucks are winning to further their character arc as the evil EVPs.
Evil EVP. You know what I did like though. However, though, I know you probably didn't see it tonight, but they came back from commercial and they were doing like a FTR promo per se, like a pre-recorded promo, and they did go. I think it was like Nick or Matt or whoever it was. They got like Tony Khan was like sitting next to him too, which he looks so like fucking like stupid just sitting there. But basically, long story short, they were like, "Oh no, stop this promo, nah." So I liked, but again, it didn't really like. I liked that little part, but again, it didn't really build the match. It didn't make more story towards it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Did you see what Dax posted about Grayson Waller?
Yeah.
So for anyone,
what do you say that was wrong?
I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. For anyone that doesn't know, SmackDown will be in Jacksonville on May 17th, and Grayson Waller, again being the heel, just said finally some good wrestling happening in Jacksonville.
Yeah, right.
And then FTR Dax reposted, in that case, I hope they don't give him a match.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really say anything bad. I mean, if it were backwards, right? Let's just say it would have been, let's say that Dax would have said something about, hey, AEW's gonna be in Jacksonville, then Grayson Waller would have responded.
I don't know.
Would that still bring up the same controversy on Twitter?
I mean, I think people would go into maybe Grayson a little harder, but I think Grayson maybe would handle it better. But that's just me.
I mean, but again, too, I don't know if Dax was really like 100% fully serious about it too. So I think it's just more of like, hey, we're just trying to like cross promote. We're not cross promote unintentionally, but like, hey, AEW is going to be there too, type of thing. So,
right. Next,
I thought that was a nothing burger for me personally.
Next is you had a House of Rules match for the TBS Championship. Julia Hart versus Willow Nightingale.
Julia Hart's gonna win. Willow is gonna find out that her friend and Stokely Hathaway, but her friend Chris Statlander was the one attacking everyone, including Mercedes. So I think is where we're gonna get Mercedes to come out and confront. So Mercedes is gonna be involved as well. So yeah.
I'll go with Undertaker, Julia Hart. Trios match: Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe versus the House of Black.
Got Team Babyface here. Team Babyface. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I love the House of Black. Also love Adam Copeland and Mark Briscoe too. So, man, not saying I don't hate Eddie Kingston or anything like that, but he's just not one of my favorites in the company. But yeah, Team Babyface.
I'll go with the Babyfaces. Singles match for the AEW Women's Championship. Timeless Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa. I mean, this should be a good match on paper. So, but we'll see.
Yeah, I got Toni Storm. Really, I'm gonna blame it on because PW Mania is gonna be this Saturday, and fucking Thunder Rosa is gonna be wrestling on that show, which I'm going to. I'm going to MPW Mania, nice. Which is gonna be fun. So, yeah, so Thunder Rosa's wrestling on that show, so I'm gonna blame it on that. Not due to, kayfabe shit. I'm gonna blame it because she's gonna be wrestling the night before here in San Antonio. So
nice. Yeah, Tony. Tony's gonna win because Tony's the hot one right now. AEW Continental Championship, Okada versus Pac.
Be an underrated match. I think a lot of people are kind of sleeping on this. Two contrasting styles for sure, but obviously Okada's gonna win for sure. But I think people are gonna sleep on this match. Everyone's looking for Ospreay and Danielson, but this match may be up there in quality, possibly. It has the chance to, but yeah, I'm fully looking forward to this match.
Yeah, on paper it looks like it could be good, but Okada's gonna win. Singles match for the International Championship: Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly.
I mean, I honestly got Roddy Strong, but I have no idea what's going on with this feud or anything, because I know it's been mostly Collision, and I have not been paying attention to Collision whatsoever. So I knew this match was on the card happening, but I can't make like a guess or a prediction based on what's going on TV, because I don't know what's been going on TV between these two. So, but I'm gonna go Roddy Strong because I don't know. Maybe. God, man, they just screwed over the Undisputed Kingdom, man. Gosh, man,
that became a giant nothing burger.
God, man,
like that, like almost a year of building that shit up, and then it happens, and it's just like.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that went wrong with it. Mm-hmm. Cole got injured, and MJF got it. Like, there's a lot of things that went wrong with it. So, like, Tony Khan, I think Tony Khan just wanted to let's get this fucking story over with and just go away with it. But I got Strong winning. Yeah, should be a fun match though. Battle of the two former members of the Undisputed Era, so should be fun.
I'll go Strong. Main event: AEW World Championship, Samoa Joe versus Swerve Strickland.
I like how they made Jon Moxley tonight. They made Jon Moxley and him winning the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship from Naito. They made him feel like the number one champion on this show with a title that's not even AEW's. Like I don't know, but I got Swerve winning. He has to win here.
I mean, Swerve should win.
It's his time.
Yeah, Swerve's gonna win.
If he doesn't win, man, oh man, there's gonna be fan backlash. Rightfully so on this. I mean, and not to take anything away from Samoa Joe. I mean, he's fucking Samoa Joe, right? But you know what I mean? But like honestly, I love Joe, but Joe hasn't really moved the needle, if at all, being champion.
Right.
So I'm just calling it what it is. Nothing against Samoa Joe. It's just facts. It's just facts.
Right.
And once Swerve wins, I love Swerve. He's not moving the needle either. He's just not. You know what I mean? So their main event division is really weak. You got Okada, who's not part of that division right now. Ospreay's not there yet. You got Kenny Omega out. You got MJF out. You got Adam Cole out. You're really lacking the top of that division. And I think, honestly, this is probably what I think is going to happen. I think Swerve's going to win. I think we're probably going to get a Swerve and Hangman feud, which I'm fine with. I know how you feel about Hangman, but I'll be fine with that feud because there's previous history there with story, at least. That will at least get me somewhat invested. But even at that, it's still not going to move the needle for AEW. Mm-hmm. So it just is what it is.
Right.
It's just the truth. No hate. It's telling the truth on what it is. But I think Swerve's going to win, though. And he deserves it. He definitely does deserve this opportunity for sure.
Right. But that was Dynasty. It's going to be this Sunday. There's really only one news thing that is, it's a little unfortunate. It's a Biggie. Biggie talked about his neck injury. He said, two-year neck scans are in. Things are unchanged, he wrote. My CI vertebrae has healed fibrosiously, but has not formed a new bone. I'm not medically cleared, and truthfully, I may never be cleared. He also added, blessed to be free of pain, immensely happy, and otherwise healthy. Life is good. He also revealed that he is dating Mia Yim's sister, where they made I guess like stepbrother, couple poses, which I thought was funny, where he, in his post, he put, "My neck may be broken, but my heart is full." So, I mean, Big E was able to find love in a unfortunate time. But thoughts on Big E?
I mean, it's a very sad situation, but at this point, he I think he's come to a realization that he may never be back in the ring, at least not anytime soon, because the same thing happened with Edge, the same thing happened with Daniel Bryan, the same thing happened with a lot of wrestlers in the past. I know you don't know this, but Katsuyori Shibata from who's in AEW now, he had a brain bleed, fucking almost died, pretty much.
Jesus.
Yeah, he did I'll send the video afterwards. He fucking headbutted. I think he either headbutted Okada. I think it was either Okada or fucking Naito. I will say this is one of the sickest shots in pro wrestling, of him turning around, you just see blood coming down, like a trickle of blood coming down. It's one of the sickest shots ever in wrestling, but he almost died from that. So anyway, never say never with Big E, but just right now I'm just glad that he's healthy, and yeah.
Yeah, I love Big E. I mean, I want to see him back. Knock on wood, if he, is never able to come back. He definitely has a future as an announcer because he has that charisma. He has charisma up the ass. Maybe not a manager, because I think he'd be way too entertaining depending on who he's managing. But him as an announcer, commentator, I think he'd be great. They obviously keep him on as an ambassador for WWE. But yes, again, just for selfish reasons, I would love to see Big E back. But as a human being, if he can't wrestle anymore, it's obviously going to suck, because Big E's great. I mean, what was I the biggest fan of his title reign? I wasn't, but I think that wasn't his fault. But again, I would love to see Big E back in the ring. But hold on, someone's asking.
I just put the that headbutt down in the chat. Whenever you guys want to take a look at that, it's like 15 seconds.
Born 210. Yes. Go to where it says the Drew Yari Show. That's where the chat room is. Just all right, but welcome. All right, I'm gonna skip ratings, and then I'm gonna go to what I wanted to talk about. So with the draft coming up, this is a speed round. So when I give you a name, just think of the first show, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. Just one word answers, just so we can get out of here quicker. Just a speed round. So I'm going to start with the main roster. Akira Tozawa.
I don't know. SmackDown.
Andrade. SmackDown. Apollo Crews. NXT.
Doesn't matter at this point. SmackDown.
I would say, put him back on NXT. NXT, they want to establish.
I mean, how many times is going to fucking go back down there to NXT though?
I don't know. We'll see. But I guess for now, I'm just gonna say NXT. Braun Strowman, Raw.
SmackDown.
Bronson Reed, Raw.
SmackDown.
The Creeds.
Raw.
Chad Gable, Raw. CM Punk, Raw. Yeah, I think
SmackDown.
I think they're going to keep him on Raw because Raw's going to
No, Netflix. Raw. No, never mind. Raw. Just because of Netflix and fucking cussing and stuff, I think he wants to be there. So yeah.
There you go. Damian Priest.
SmackDown.
I think they're going to move the world title to SmackDown. Dexter Lumis.
SmackDown.
Dom. I guess the rest of Judgment Day.
Rest of Judgment Day. SmackDown.
Drew McIntyre.
Raw.
Is this a San Antonio wrestling podcast? I mean, we're from San Antonio and we like wrestling, so I guess it's a San Antonio wrestling podcast. I don't know. Born 210 is asking us this, so yes, we are a San Antonio wrestling podcast. Eric, whenever he comes back.
Oh, from the Viking Raiders? Oh, yeah. NXT.
NXT. Right. Imperium.
SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown. Jay Uso.
Raw.
All right, keep him on Raw. Jinder Mahal.
NXT.
NXT.
Whatever. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, DIY.
SmackDown.
SmackDown. New Day. Keep him on
Raw.
Yeah. The Miz. Or, I guess Awesome Truth.
SmackDown.
Nah, keep him on Raw. Odyssey Jones. Put him back in NXT.
Raw.
Otis.
SmackDown.
SmackDown.
NXT. NXT.
I'll go with NXT. Ricochet. Raw.
SmackDown.
Sami Zayn. Raw.
SmackDown.
Sangha. NXT. Who cares?
Performance Center.
Seth Rollins. Raw.
SmackDown.
Well, no, keep him on Raw because they want to do the feud with Punk.
Yeah, I guess.
Nakamura.
I can't I just can't put like all the fucking big guys on Raw. Somebody has to go fucking SmackDown.
No, I agree. I just feel like that's where they're going since Raw.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. But SmackDown.
Okay. Nakamura.
SmackDown.
Okay, SmackDown. The Veer.
Performance Center.
Okay. Here's the division of Raw. Becky Lynch.
Raw.
Raw. Candice
Wherever. Well, yeah, because I got stuck on Raw technically. So yeah.
Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
Where we did with the way. I don't remember what I did with them. I think I said SmackDown.
Yeah, I think so. Chelsea Green.
Raw.
Ivy Nile.
Wherever the Creeds are at. So I think it was Raw.
Yeah, Raw. Katana Chance and Caden Carter.
SmackDown.
Liv Morgan.
Raw.
Maxine Dupree.
NXT.
All right. Yeah, agreed. Natalia.
I'd
say
believe it or not, NXT.
Okay. I think she'd work well in NXT. Nia Jax.
Hell.
That wasn't an option.
Okay, well. SmackDown.
Nikki Cross. But before you give an answer, allegedly she's going to be in the new Wyatt family group. So, allegedly.
SmackDown?
Because Eric Rowan's coming back. So, yeah, SmackDown. Piper Niven, so Raw. So, to keep her with Chelsea.
I mean, are they going to break up? They could break up, too. I'm going to SmackDown.
Okay. Raquel Rodriguez.
Raw.
Rhea Ripley, Raw.
Yeah, she has to be on Raw.
Shayna Baszler.
SmackDown.
SmackDown. Yeah, Shane. Sonya Deville, see?
I have no idea what you just said.
I said Sonya Deville, see? Yeah, listen, eh? Yeah. Sonya Deville.
Oh, Sonya Deville. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Raw.
Tegan Knox, NXT.
SmackDown.
Valhalla, wherever Ivar's going, so NXT.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you said Ivar put him in NXT.
Whatever. That sounds great.
Xia Li.
It doesn't matter. SmackDown or Raw, I guess.
I'll say Raw. Zoe Stark.
Raw.
Okay, Raw. And SmackDown. AJ Styles, keep him on SmackDown.
Yes, SmackDown.
Final Testament, looks like they're going NXT, so NXT.
I'm not too convinced with that. I'll be okay with it, but yeah, we'll just say NXT though. But I'm not too convinced just because they're on NXT that they're going to end up on NXT.
I think they are, personally. I mean, I think it's better for them, but yeah, I'm going to say NXT. Legado del Fantasma, so it'll be Angel, Umberto.
Yeah, Santos group, Raw.
Bobby Lashley's group, so Bobby and the Street Profits.
NXT.
Ashante the
Adonis.
Adonis.
I'm sorry, SmackDown. Sorry, I don't know why I say NXT.
SmackDown. Ashante the Adonis.
I can see him going down to NXT and revamping his character for sure.
Weren't him and Cedric supposed to have a tag team?
Dude, I don't fucking... Yes, but I don't fucking know.
Okay, yeah, put him in NXT. To kind of revamp a little. Austin Theory and Grayson. They're the
SmackDown.
Braun Breaker.
SmackDown.
Cameron Grimes.
I love Cameron Grimes, but I don't know what the fuck they're doing with him right now. Put him on Raw, I guess.
Yeah, Raw. LWO.
Opposite of Legado, so SmackDown.
All right. Cody, SmackDown.
Cody?
Yeah, Cody.
Cody Rhodes? Raw.
Oh, Raw. I'm sorry. Raw. Jesus Christ.
Fucking Netflix, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so he can bleed on Netflix.
It's a shit and you know what I mean?
Exactly. Pretty Deadly.
I want to see him on Raw just to see with how raunchy they can actually get with him. Are they gonna call them are they gonna call him gay or something on Netflix or something hey, look at these whatever.
I don't think they'll do that anymore. If it was the 90s.
You never fucking know. They may want to test those waters. I'll keep him on SmackDown though.
I don't know, them trying to flirt with Cody and make him feel uncomfortable. Pretty.
They're metrosexuals. They're not gay.
You just said they're gonna call.
No, what I'm saying. No. No. You're not listening to me. That they may try to get some of their opponents, be like, oh, look at these guys, but they're not really gay. Their characters are not gay. They're just metrosexuals. They're not gonna hit on Cody, or anything like that.
Oh man. Yeah. Would you say SmackDown?
SmackDown, yeah.
Okay. Jimmy Uso.
Whatever. Whole bloodline's gonna be on one brand. Whatever. It's most likely Raw.
You sure they're not gonna be on SmackDown?
No, Netflix.
So they're gonna want everybody on Raw?
Hey, man.
I mean,
that's why I try to get Seth on fucking SmackDown, and he just convinced me because of CM Punk and shit.
Well,
so yeah.
Well, I mean, the Bloodline's been a staple of SmackDown for a while, so I would say keep him on SmackDown.
Times have changed.
I disagree, so I'm gonna say SmackDown.
Times have changed.
Kevin Owens.
SmackDown.
The LA Knight.
SmackDown.
SmackDown. Logan Paul.
Raw.
Raw. No catch or what the fuck is that group called? The Czech Republic or whatever the fuck. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
New Catch Republic, the Czech Republic.
I fucking know with these names anymore, bro. So where are they going?
I got Raw for them.
Raw. Randy Orton.
SmackDown.
SmackDown. The Rock.
Anything done with Netflix, big star is going to be on Netflix, so I got The Rock there.
Fire him. I'm playing. The Rock's going to go where he wants to go. Sheamus.
SmackDown.
SmackDown. And, all right, women's. And that's about it. Alba Fire. And whatever. Isla Dawn, there you go.
Isla Dawn. Raw.
Raw. Damage Control.
SmackDown.
SmackDown. Bailey.
NXT.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You want Bailey in NXT?
Yeah, sure.
You want the WWE Women's Champion in NXT?
Yeah, it's my roster.
Okay then. SmackDown.
No, I got Raw. I'm just kidding. Raw.
Well, we already have Rhea on Raw. Never mind. Yeah, I'm keep Bailey on SmackDown. Bianca Belair.
SmackDown. Wherever I have the Street Profits at. I think SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown. Charlotte. I would say Raw.
It doesn't matter. Wherever she wants to go.
It doesn't matter. Jade Cargill.
You gotta separate Bianca and Jade.
So Raw?
Raw, yeah.
Naomi. Yeah, keep her on SmackDown.
Raw.
Okay. Shotzi. NXT.
SmackDown.
Tamina still works here. Tamina. Tamina.
Raw.
Okay. Tiffany Stratton.
What you got for Tamina?
NXT.
Okay.
Tiffany Stratton.
NXT.
I'm gonna say Raw.
I'll go back home. Nah. SmackDown.
We already said LWO. Where's LWO going? SmackDown?
I got LWO on SmackDown, yes.
Okay, because I saw Zelina Vega. And then there's NXT, but that's too many people. So, or actually, it's not that big, so we can kind of breeze through that. Chase University. Are they going to stay in NXT or go to the main roster?
NXT.
NXT. Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
NXT. They're the champions. NXT.
Baron Corbin, is he staying?
Whatever Braun Breaker is at. I think I have Braun Breaker on SmackDown. So yeah.
All right, SmackDown. Boa.
Performance Center.
Brooks Jensen.
NXT.
Carmelo Hayes.
I want to do opposite of Braun Breaker, so Raw.
All right, Raw. The family. The
NXT. I think give them another year, or at least through SummerSlam, see where they're at.
Yeah, same. No quarter catch crew.
NXT.
Sorry, Dijak.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry about that, people. Dijak.
TNA.
Oh no, come on. That's just
NXT. NXT.
That's cruel. NXT. Eddie Thorpe. Where the fuck has he been?
I don't know. I think he's out with an injury. I think NXT.
NXT. You do Ilya.
NXT. Oh no! Never mind. Let me take that back. He's gonna lose the title. So where opposite of Gunther? Oh, maybe no. You know what? Maybe they'll put him over there with Gunther. Maybe WWE wants to get horny for that feud. So SmackDown.
Oh yeah, SmackDown. Joe Gacy.
You know what? I can see him getting called up and being part of this new Wyatt Six.
Oh, I from what I heard, it's going to be Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, Nikki Cross, and I believe Joe Gacy. And I'm forgetting who the fifth guy is.
Really?
Really what?
That's what you heard?
That's what I heard.
From where?
From the internet.
Okay, what source?
Just like random ass websites. Like I know because Eric Rowan, he had to cancel an
So Eric Rowan. So yes, I agree with Eric Rowan. You got Bo Dallas. Who's to say Alexa Bliss? Maybe, possibly, that could be a possibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Maybe Joe Gacy. I'm just spitballing Joe Gacy, but like I for sure think it's definitely going to be Eric Rowan, Bo Dallas, and possibly Alexa Bliss more than Nikki Cross. If it's Nikki Cross, great, but like I haven't heard anything or saw any sources. I didn't see Sapp. I didn't see Alvarez. I didn't see Mike Johnson. I didn't see Russell Pierce or anyone fucking talk about who's going to be in the group outside of fucking Eric Rowan and Bo Dallas.
Okay, again, I'm just saying I heard.
I don't know about that.
I just heard. I'm not like quoting anybody famous. I'm saying I heard. So it's not out of the realm of a possibility.
Oh, not a realm possibility, but it's like, yeah, that's just a random pairing.
So I don't know. Josh Briggs.
NXT.
Lexus King. What happened to him?
NXT.
Yeah, but what happened to him? He was on TV a lot, and then they took him off television.
I don't know.
I don't know. NXT. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Von Wagner.
All 5 brands possible. Speed. Pull on fucking Velocity.
Velocity's not even a show anymore.
He's gonna be his own show. He's just gonna do his daily life shit, like sleeping and all that shit. Actually, there's a 6 brand. There's a 6 brand. There's going to be called fucking Von Wagner. That's the name of the show, the Von Wagner.
The Von Wagner World Heavyweight Championship.
There you go.
And the champion is Von Wagner.
Well, yeah, and he's champion. Like, Von Wagner's champion for 10,722 days. Like,
instead of the Slammies, it's the Vons.
Yeah, I know, right? The Wagners.
And it's like hosting again is Justin from Spotmaster Tees.
Dude, man. And an employee, well, not employee, well, I can do employee of the month too. But the best women's wrestler is, this is a surprise, Von Wagner.
Match of the year goes to Von Wagner.
Oh my god!
I'm shocked.
Yeah, man.
Superstar of the year for the 15th time in a year. Gee willikers, it's Von Wagner.
I know. You also got Rookie of the Year in his 10th straight award of Rookie of the Year, Von Wagner. Like, it's amazing.
The Bryan Danielson Award for technical wrestling goes to Von Wagner.
It's like he's the fucking best.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Okay. Metaphor. NXT.
NXT. Love those guys.
Obafemi, he's staying in NXT.
NXT. Yeah, he's not ready yet.
Sean Spears is a producer in NXT, actually, but he's staying.
Maybe. Well, yeah, if he's a producer, then. Well, I mean, if he's gonna stay, I don't know. I don't know if they want to bring him up to the main. Well, I mean, there's no reason to bring him up to the main roster, I guess. So yeah, NXT.
Trick Williams is staying because he still has some work to do.
Yeah, NXT. Yeah.
Trey Bearhill, he's staying.
NXT.
OTM with Scripps, they're staying.
NXT.
And I think that's it. Oh, Wesley, he's staying, obviously.
Yeah. If he was like healthy all at this point, I think he'll be main roster bound for sure.
And lastly, we have the women. Adriana Rizzo, NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Ariana Grace. It wouldn't surprise me if they put her on the main roster already.
NXT. She's not ready. She's not ready yet.
She's great though. I love her.
No, she's fantastic, but yeah, she's not ready.
Blair Davenport, NXT.
Yeah, NXT. I wish they'd just do something more with her. They haven't really done anything with her really. So,
Brinley Reese, who's that?
NXT.
Yeah, but who is she? I don't know who she is.
Yeah, she's on fucking the secondary NXT show.
Oh, Level Up.
Yeah, Level Up. She's on Level Up a lot. Yeah.
I need to watch Level Up more often. Cora Jade, she's injured, so she'll stay.
Well, yeah, NXT. Yeah.
Danny Palmer, she's
NXT.
Fallon Henley, soon, but NXT.
Yeah. I think she needs. She may, and you know what? With this new title coming in, she may be the first, women's North American champion. So that could be a possibility.
Cool. Gigi Dolan, she's staying.
NXT.
I don't really see too many women going to the main roster yet. Izzy Dame is staying.
NXT.
JC Jane, as much as I adore her, NXT. Jada Parker.
You know what? That may be one of those shock call-ups. Because remember when Alexa Bliss got called up and it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was for obvious reasons. But, yeah.
I mean, that could be the one where I'd be like, wow, like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Miss Parker, Jada Parker, she's staying.
Yeah.
And the rest of Metaphor, we said NXT. Jasmine Nix, NXT. Mm-hmm. Carmen Petrovic, NXT. Kalani Jordan, she's great, but she needs to stay.
She needs a couple of years. No need to rush her.
Oh yeah. Kiana James,
I can see her getting called up. That's a possibility. For now I'll say NXT, but if she does get called up, I wouldn't be shocked.
If she does get called up, who would you pick?
What do you mean?
Like if she were to get called up,
what brand? Like what brand?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, I guess Raw. I mean,
I'm gonna go with NXT now, but if she gets called up, I'll go with Raw.
Yeah, but she's in contention for that for the women's North American title too. So
all right, Lola Vice, NXT.
NXT, yeah.
Lyra Valkyra, NXT.
No, I can see now. She's the one that'll probably get called up. Out of anybody, she's probably the one that'll probably get called up for sure. Okay. I will say maybe SmackDown for her.
Yeah, SmackDown makes sense. Nikita Lyons, she's hurt again, so NXT.
Yeah, NXT. Yeah.
Roxanne, that is
Raw.
Soul Ruka.
Whoa! No, I'm sorry. I'm way ahead of myself. No, NXT, but she's gonna. I think she's gonna get called up probably in the summer.
All right, so Raw. Soul Ruka, NXT.
Yeah, NXT.
Stevie Turner, I don't know who that is. So NXT.
NXT.
Tatum Paxley, NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Thea Hale, NXT.
Yeah, she's not ready yet. She needs a couple more years.
And then Wendy Chu, I forgot about her, so NXT.
Yeah, she's injured, so yeah.
And then Ren Sinclair, local girl, but NXT.
Yeah. And she's in contention too. It's like fucking WWE's women's division is like the deepest as like it's ever been, probably ever will be. It's fucking amazing.
Yep.
And you got Julia coming in. She'll probably start apparently because there was news about it that because she's gonna be wrestling because Mighty Gold Rossy Ogawa's new promotion.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be wrestling in Saray. I don't know if you remember Saray from NXT.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so she's gonna be wrestling. So Julia versus Saray or Sari, May the 20th. Then pretty much after that, coming from Fightful Select, basically they're saying that her debut match is probably gonna be most likely at Heatwave, and she's expected to be challenging for one of the women's titles, which I will assume will probably be the North American title.
I mean, that makes sense. But I mean, I look forward to seeing what Miss Julia does. But that's the show, people. We were able to finish under the deadline, under 2 hours. So we are done for the night. Good show, Justin, as usual.
Yep.
And I want to thank everybody else for showing up. Maurice, Kyle, Ed Smith, Scott, Ifis Good. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Born 210. You look. I think you're new. I haven't seen you here, but welcome. And thank you to everybody else who supports the show, who downloads, who listens, who shares. And you know where to find us. You know where to find the show. Pretty much everywhere that podcasts are distributed: iTunes, YouTube, Spreaker, pretty much everywhere else. And it's just support the YouTube channel. Get those numbers up. And then Twitter, X, Instagram, you can find me. And that's really about it. Justin, tell them about Spinebuster Tees.
Yeah, of course. Spinebuster Tees, spinebustertees.com. Visit the website. Lots of great wrestling t-shirts available. All designed by yours truly. And you can be able to go on there and be able to get free shipping for orders over $40 before taxes. And a lot of great t-shirts for men's, women's, and in tank tops. Summer is coming up. Tank tops is going to be, very neat, especially if you live in the South, in Texas, like myself, like Drew. So go ahead and grab yourself some t-shirts. The Star Ratings men's t-shirt, Knock Today Meltzer. Pro Wrestling is Real, People Are Fake t-shirt. The Vanilla Midget t-shirt. The USA t-shirt. The Just Enjoy Wrestling t-shirt, and many other designs on SpinebusterTees.com. Follow me on Instagram, where I post and everything about my shop. So basically anything I get new in the shop, I will post it there for you guys to check out and to message me about. And if you live in the San Antonio area, definitely come visit down at Wonderland of the Americas, aka Crossroads Mall, and visit Spinebuster Tees upstairs in the little shops. I just moved to a slightly bigger shop. But basically, long story short, come in there for your wrestling fans du jour, from action figures to Funko Pops to trading cards to obviously t-shirts, autographed 8x10s, vintage magazines. I got everything in my shop. Come check it out. It's a vibe. It's a good experience to have. And even if you don't want to come and purchase something, which I would love for you to, but if you don't, come talk wrestling. You know what I mean? So it's a safe haven for wrestling fans at the end of the day. So Spinebuster Tees, SpinebusterTees.com, Spinebuster Tees at Wonderlands on America, and Spinebuster Tees on Instagram.
Nice. All right. We will be back next week, same time, same channel. And also next Friday is the Q&A. Couldn't do it next Saturday, so we agreed on a Friday. So next Friday will be the Q&A or after SmackDown, and next Friday is actually the first day of the draft. So we have a nice little, I guess, half and half of a show to cover, and also question and answer. So should be a fun show. So if you haven't already, send your questions. If you have already, send more. And for anyone that is unsure of the rules, there's a tab right on the Drew Yari show that says questions for Drew. So send your questions. Nothing is off limits. Just try not to be vulgar. No weird sex questions, please. Like, if you want to do F, Marry, Kill, that's fine. But don't ask me how big my cock is. Don't ask Justin how big his cock is. We're never gonna tell you. Just nothing weird like that. So just try to be fun about these questions.
Big is your. Yeah, I'm Mitch from Irving, Terrence. How big is your kid?
Suck it up! Suck it up! But yeah, just be fun about the questions, please. But yeah, alright, peeps, we're done for the night, and as you know, the show will be up at 9-ish in the morning tomorrow, 9 Central Time. So, anyways, guys, have a good night, be safe, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Peace out.